right, we're live on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you with another edition of our watch-alongs during the 2025 season. We got Game 2 between the Dodgers and the Phillies. Dodgers dropped their first game of the 2025 season yesterday, losing 3-2 in a very close game out in a very hostile environment in Philadelphia, one of the toughest ballparks to play in for sure in Major League Baseball. And the Phillies have played the Dodgers tough, right? Winning 8 of the last 10 games, going all the way back to last season, the last couple years at Philadelphia. And they have played very well against the Dodgers, the Phillies winning a lot of those games. And once again, winning yesterday. So today, we got Roki Sasaki on the mound and Aaron Nola for the Phillies. I'm going to go through the Dodgers lineup real quick. We got Shohei Ohtani leading off at DH. No surprise there. Mookie Betts. Teoscar Hernández batting third, right fielder. Michael Conforto batting fourth, I should say, as a left fielder. Batting fifth will be Tommy Edman, second baseman. Batting sixth will be Max Muncy, third baseman. Batting seventh will be Andy Pajes, center fielder. Batting eighth will be Kike Hernandez, first base. And the ninth hitter will be Austin Barnes, backup catcher for the Dodgers, getting to start today. For the Phillies, we got Kyle Schwarber leading off at DH, Trey Turner batting second, former Dodger, right? We remember Trey. Shortstop, we got Bryce Harper batting third, first baseman. Alec Boehm batting cleanup, third baseman. Batting fifth will be Max Kepler, left fielder. Batting sixth will be Nick Castellanos, right fielder. Batting seventh will be JT Realmuto, the catcher. Bryson Stott, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Brandon Marsh, former Angel, the number 9 hitter, the center fielder. So as we know, this Dodger Phillies matchup is, one of the premier matchups for sure in the National League, right? These two teams could easily be playing for the NLCS come October, right? I mean, you cannot be surprised if these two teams, and honestly, I think the Phillies, the way they've started, they're looking a lot better than the Mets, right? The Mets, of course, a lot of people were picking them to take on the Dodgers in the NLCS. Arguably the two best teams on paper, the Mets and the Dodgers, especially with Juan Soto going to the Mets. But the way the Mets have started, they haven't looked too good, and the Phillies have looked very good, right? The Phillies have been, they're 6-1, right? I mean, you can't be better than that. And the Dodgers 8-1. They've played 2 more games, right? So, technically both these teams have been the 2 best teams along with San Diego, the 3 best teams in the National League, right? So it's going to be exciting to watch today's game. I think it's going to be close. The weather is going to play a factor again. We heard Dave Roberts talking about the weather during pregame this afternoon, talking about how, it's definitely a very chilly day out there in Philadelphia, so we'll see how that plays a factor. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Dodgers Digest. here on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you on this Saturday afternoon. Of course, 4 p.m. start local in Philadelphia. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. on the West Coast. And yeah, it should be another interesting game like we were talking about going into, before we went to break. And also with the wind, they're talking about it right now on the broadcast. There's a lot of wind out in Philadelphia. It's a very cold day in April. As we know, other parts of the United States do have spring, right? Not like LA where, there's definitely no spring and you go straight into summer after winter. But other parts do have spring, and you could definitely see, the wind playing a factor, right? West Coast teams always have, I think, a lot of issues when it comes to playing, in these climates, right? You definitely see that, because it's normal, right? I mean, it's not the same playing in 75, 80 degrees as, of course, playing in 60, 55 degrees. And, they're talking about even a chance of rain today out in Philadelphia. So we'll see if they are able to get, the entire game in. As game is going to start, of course, Ohtani is walking up to the plate. Aaron Nola, right-handed pitcher for the Phillies, the starter today. Nola with a lot of experience. First pitch to Ohtani is in there for strike one. High strike. Ohtani comes into this game hitting .324 with 3 homers and 3 RBI, 7 walks, 2 stolen bases. So I would say a pretty good start for Shohei during the 25 season. 0-1 pitch is going to be upstairs for ball 1. Ohtani, every time this guy is batting, we're always kind of seeing what he's going to do, right? If you think about it, last Wednesday, the walk-off home run on his bobblehead night. 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 1-2. 78 miles an hour curveball there. Took something off. And a good swing. Definitely a good pitch from Nola, right? Getting Ohtani, full Ohtani right there on that pitch. 1-2 pitch to Ohtani. Swung on and missed. The knuckle curve once again. So Ohtani strikes out to start off this game as the crowd goes wild in Philadelphia. It's always such a loud crowd, in Philadelphia, right? We saw it in the playoffs the last couple years. And, it's even in the regular season, right? I mean, they're booing Ohtani every time he comes up to the plate. Definitely definitely showing that they're going to root on for the Phillies, right? Not the Dodgers. Mookie Betts, the batter now for the Dodgers. Betts takes strike one upstairs. As Nola started off this game pretty good for the Phillies. Betts hitting .261 coming into this game. 3 homers, 6 RBI. Everybody's got home runs on this team on the Dodgers. Tommy Edman leading the way, though, with 5. 0-1 pitch to Betts is going to be fouled away to make the count 0-2. Tommy Edman picking up another home run yesterday. 2-run shot. Almost got the Dodgers little rally going there in the 9th inning, but it just wasn't enough. As they were, of course, trailing 3-0. Those 2 runs at Kirby Yates ended up being huge, right, in that first game of this set. 0-2 pitch is going to be upstairs to make the count 1-2. No reason to throw a strike there. If you're Nola, no reason to throw the strike. Seven pitches so far for Nola. 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. Definitely a park I want to visit for sure, Philadelphia. For those of you that maybe have visited, it seems like a really cool park to check out. Philadelphia is a really cool sports town for sure. It'd be cool to visit this ballpark out in Pennsylvania. The 2-2 pitch to Betts is going to be fouled off of the catcher, JT Realmuto, the catcher for the Phillies. Fouled off of his glove to keep the count 2-2. Nobody out, or I should say 1 out, nobody on. Here in the top of the first inning, Dodgers 0, Phillies 0. Two pitch is going to be hit to the right between first and second for a base hit. So the Dodgers have their first hit of the game. First base runner, first hit. There's the second baseman, Stott. And Harper, who's playing first, didn't have really a chance to get that, right? Just went right by Bryce and Stott, who Harper was kind of playing in, but it just wasn't able to get to it. And Teoscar Hernández will now be the batter for the Dodgers, hitting .235, a couple homers, 8 RBI, 2 for 4 last night with a double and a stolen base. First pitch to Teoscar is going to be inside to make the count 1-0. So 1 out, Betts at first, top of the first. Score is 0-0 between the Phillies and Dodgers. 1-0 pitch is going to be hit to the catcher, Realmuto. He'll go to second for 1. They go to first for 2, but not in time, as the catcher, Realmuto, made a heads-up play going to second there, a little ground ball. But Teoscar is able to beat out that double play. So Hernandez will be at first. Conforto will be the batter now for the Dodgers. But good play there by the catcher, Realmuto, going to second, quickly getting the lead runner. And Teoscar Hernandez didn't really take off running there too fast. He was looking back, thinking it was a foul ball, but still able to beat out that double play. Conforto, left-handed batter for the Dodgers. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Runner at first. First pitch to Conforto is in there for strike 1. Hitting .318 coming into this game. 4 doubles, a home run, 4 RBI. Everybody on this Dodger team is hitting over 300. And that's why they're 8-1, right? Everybody's been hot to start off this year. 0-1 pitch is going to be hit deep. Pop up to center field. Marsh gets under it. So we go to the bottom of the first inning with the score 0-0. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. Game 2 of this series between the Dodgers and the Phillies. Of course, Dodgers are unable to score there in the top of the first. Score is 0-0. But the big story now is going to be Roki Sasaki, right? Making his 3rd start for the Dodgers. Made his first MLB start ever out in Japan. And then had his 2nd start this past week against the Tigers, right? So kind of the Dodgers going to pitch him once a week, it seems, to start off his career, coming over from Japan, right? Not wanting to pitch him every 5 days. As Sasaki's first pitch to Schwarber, leadoff batter for the Phillies, is in there for strike 1. Kyle Schwarber hit over 400 last season against the Dodgers. Was definitely a Dodger killer. Sasaki's ERA 5.79 in his first 2 starts. It has been a bit of a struggle. 0-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 1-1. But Sasaki, just like Yamamoto last season, has never pitched in North America, right? It's a different baseball. It's a totally different game out here in the States, so it's going to take some time for him to adjust, for sure. 1-1 pitch to Schwarber is going to be upstairs to make the count 2-1. It's definitely not the same game, out here in the United States, and I think a lot of pitchers you have to kind of get used to, the new hitters, right? As Schwarber hits this foul, hit it very hard. Foul not a play, though. It was definitely on that pitch. So the count will go to 2-2. Schwarber hitting 286 coming into this game with 4 homers and 8 RBIs. So Schwarber has been one of the top hitters for the Phillies once again to kick off the 2025 season. 2-2 pitch to Schwarber is going to be outside to make the count 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on for the Phillies. Leadoff batter Schwarber. Trey Turner, ex-Dodger, on deck. 3-2 pitch is going to be hit to the right between first and second for a base hit. As Tommy Edman dived there for the ball, but unable to get to it. So the Phillies have a runner at first, their first base runner, first hit of the game. And Trey Turner will come to the plate. Good swing there from Schwarber. It's definitely on that. The fastball looked like Schwarber had an idea that was coming next, and he was on that pitch. And we saw it, on a couple of pitches earlier, hitting that ball foul up that first base line. It was a similar pitch, right? First pitch to Turner is going to be hit for a base hit to right field. Hernandez fields it. Schwarber's trying to go for third. He's going. The cutoff man Betts picks it, catches it, but Schwarber will slide into third. And the Phillies have first and third with nobody out. As a Schwarber with good base running, and Turner getting that base hit. Good job there by Mookie Betts cutting off that throw from Teoscar. Looked like that throw was definitely going to be short. I think Teoscar was trying to throw it all the way to third, but the ball was not even close, right? So Bryce Harper comes to the plate. Kind of a slow start for Bryce, hitting 241. A homer, 2 RBI. But first and third, nobody out for the Phillies as Sasaki checks on Turner first, but he's back in safe. A fly ball would give the Phillies the early lead. Yesterday we saw the Phillies take the lead, with the Yamamoto blunder on basically trying to pick off the runner and a bad throw. So the Phillies took advantage of that in the first inning, taking the lead. So we'll see if the Phillies take advantage again here in the first. It's very important, it seems, in baseball, as we know, to get that first run. First pitch to Bryce is Turner takes off for second, and he's in there safe as Trey Turner takes off. And the Phillies have second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the first, as Turner had a very good jump on Sasaki. It seemed like Sasaki kind of forgot about him and was taking a long time to throw that ball. So count is 0-1 to Bryce. 0-1 pitch is going to be hit foul up the first base line. The count will go to 0-2. What an important strikeout it would be right now for Sasaki if he's able to get it, right? With second and third, nobody out for the Phillies. This would be a big opportunity for Sasaki to get a strikeout. 0-2 pitch is outside to make the count 1-2. Bryce doesn't swing there. Big crowd at Philadelphia again. Basically a sellout. I think they had over 50,000 yesterday. Same today. 1-2 pitch is going to be swung on and miss. Big strikeout for Roki Sasaki. Like I was talking about, it would be important if Sasaki got a strikeout, and this is a huge strikeout for Roki, getting Bryce Harper to swing at that splitter. So one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Alec Boehm, the third baseman, come to the plate. Fly ball would still give the Phillies the lead. They have second and third with one out here in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Boehm is going to be outside to make the count 1-0. Boehm hitting 226. Was an all-star last year, but off to a slow start. Phillies have just had very good pitching this year, right? They haven't had the best offense, but their pitching has been on point. 1-0 pitch is going to be a chopper to the second baseman, Edman. He'll go to first for the out, but a run does come in to score, and the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. But 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. I think it's important the Dodgers picked up that out. Trey Turner will go to third, and the batter for the Phillies will now be Max Kepler, the left fielder. Left-handed batter. Max Kepler, one of their free agent signings. They expecting a lot from Kepler. Home run hitter. First pitch to Kepler's outside. Kepler coming over from the Twins. So runner at third base for Kepler. They need a base hit, of course, to pick up another run. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 pitch to Kepler is going to be upstairs to make the count 2-0. Pitch to Kepler's upstairs to make the count 3-0 as Sasaki on these last couple of pitches kind of lost control on that fastball. And I don't expect Kepler to get the green light here. I think with 2 outs, expect Kepler to take this, but we'll see. 3-0 pitch is going to be in there for strike one, right down the middle. Of course, last couple years for the Twins, Kepler had a lot of injuries, but we'll see, of course, with Kepler being healthy, how he could do. Kepler grounds this to the second baseman, Edman. He gets to the first for the out, so the Dodgers are able to get through that jam, only giving up 1 run. We'll go to the second inning. Appreciate Carlos Acerano. Let's go Dodgers. Comment below where you watch it from. We'll take a break right here on Dodgers Digest. Here on Dodgers Digest, going to the top of the second inning with the Phillies leading the Dodgers 1-0. They picked up a couple hits there in the bottom of the first inning against Hiroki Sasaki. Tom Yemen now at the plate, leading the National League with home runs with 5 home runs. Who would have thought that, right? Aaron Nola to Edman. First pitch to Edman is in there for strike one. But Edman, of course, NLCS MVP, a 9-game hit streak to start off the year. 5 homers, 9 RBI. It's been a great start, hitting .286. And definitely a player that's carrying on from what he did in October, right? As Edman's going to hit this deep to right field, Castellanos will get under it for the out. But good swing there from Edman. Almost getting a home run, right? I mean, he just missed hitting that out. That ball went all the way to the warning track. Max Muncy will now come to the plate. Max Muncy struggled to start off the year, hitting 115. Had his first RBIs, though, on Wednesday in that big comeback win against the Atlanta Braves, getting that double in the 8th inning. But it's been kind of a quiet start for sure for the Dodger third baseman. First pitch to Muncy is down and away to make the count 1-0. You hope that Muncy can, pick it up eventually, right? You want to see him succeed. A player that the Dodgers have thought highly of the last few years. And want to see him, do well, right? Because, this is the final year of his contract. It's a big year for him. And he, of course, wants to stay on the Dodgers. 1-0 pitch to Muncy is going to be upstairs to make the count 2-0. Good take there from Muncy. And that's what Muncy's got to do. He's got to get ahead of the counts. He's got to start like this. Getting the count to 1-0, 2-0. That's how he'll be able to get good pitches to hit. The 2-0 pitch is in there for strike one. Looked like a curveball there on the outside corner. We've seen Nola throw that pitch quite a bit here to start off this game. 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike two to make the count 2-2. One out here at the top of the second. Nobody on for the Dodgers. Phillies lead 1-0. 2-2 pitch to Muncy is going to be hit to up the right field line for a base hit. Muncy will head into second for a double as he gets into second standing up as Muncy gets his second double of the season. And, of course, that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Dodger fan. You want to see guys in running position, in scoring position early, right? As Muncy gets that double, and now Andy Pajes will be the batter. 21 pitches so far for Nola. This is a big opportunity for the Dodgers to try to tie up this game here in the second. First pitch to Pajes is in there for strike one. Really cloudy day in Philadelphia. Don't see any sign of sunlight at all. Super gray and cold. And weather's going to stay like this probably all weekend out there on the East Coast. 0-1 pitch is going to be upstairs to make the count 1-1. Don't expect Muncy to take off here, although Dodgers very aggressive, as we know, in the base pass. They've been caught stealing quite a bit the last few games. 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 1-2. You know what? Andy Pajes has definitely had, we want to see him, of course, start picking up a little bit more momentum here. Hitting 111 to start off the year. It's been a rough start offensively for Pajes, and now 2 strikes on him. 1-2 pitch is a take to make the count 2-2. Good take there. Thought about swinging, though. 3 for 27 this season of the double and 2 runs. Couple walks, but it's been a very quiet start for Pajes to kick off the year for sure. The 2-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed to strike out Pajes. So Pajes goes down on a strikeout, and Kike Hernandez will now come up to the plate. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Runner at second for the Dodgers and Max Muncy. But now, of course, you're going to need Hernandez to get a base hit to move, to score Muncy with 2 outs. First pitch to Kike is going to be hit deep to left field, and that's going to be a home run. 2-run shot right over the wall as Kike Hernandez hits yet another home run A 2-run shot. The Dodgers take a 2-1 lead that just barely got over the left field wall. As first pitch, home run, his 3rd home run of the season. And the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. Looked like a curveball that just never dropped there. It was just left up. Yep, just left up there right down the middle for Kike. And he's able to crush that over the left field wall to give the Dodgers the 2-1 lead. And it's just been so important for the Dodgers for sure in these moments. With 2 outs, right? We've seen him get so many 2-out hits. The first pitch to Barnes is in there for strike 1. We've seen Kike Hernandez get so many, 2-out hits in his Dodger career. Usually batting late in the batting lineup, right? And usually 2 outs when he comes on, and he's able to do damage. Barnes hits this to the shortstop Turner. He'll go to Harper at first. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd inning with the Dodgers now leading 2-1. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson with you. Dodgers leading 2-1. Sasaki to Castellanos' first pitch is outside to make the count 1-0. Dodgers getting a big 2-run homer from Kike Hernandez in the bottom of the top of the 2nd inning. As the 1-0 pitch will make the count 1-1 now to Castellanos. Sasaki working quick. 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2, but Castellanos does not like that call. Looked a bit outside. Castellanos hitting .292 to start off the year. 2-1 pitch. Looked like a 1-2 pitch. The count wrong there. It was a fly ball to Hernandez in right field. He makes the out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. But Kike Hernandez once again getting a big home run there. 2 outs in the top of the 2nd. Off of course, Aaron Nola. And, that gives Sasaki more confidence. Right now he has the lead after a rough first inning. He's got to feel a little bit better having the lead now. As JT Realmuto will be the batter for the Phillies, hitting .261 this season. 3 RBI. First pitch to JT is in there for strike 1. One of the top catchers for sure in Major League Baseball. We've definitely seen, really good defensive catcher, right? He's able to make good throws and smart plays. 0-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 1-1. Caught, of course, threw out 3 runners yesterday. 3 runners caught stealing, and JT made all those throws. 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 1-2. Good pitch there from Sasaki. You see the crowd has definitely gone a bit quiet out in Philadelphia after that 2-run shot from Kike. 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. JT Realmuto is going to be a free agent when this season wraps up, so you're definitely going to be a lot of teams that are going to want one of the top catchers in the game. 2-2 pitch is upstairs to make the count 3-2. Good take there from JT. Bryson Stott, the second baseman, on deck. And as the Sasaki's ready to go, as after JT asked for time. The 3-2 pitch is going to be hit to left field, and Conforto's got it. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second inning. And, of course, big out for Sasaki, and Bryson Stott will be the batter now for the Phillies. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody on. Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. First pitch to Stott is going to be in there for strike 1, right down the middle. Stott hitting .286 this season with a homer and 3 RBI. 4 for 10 his last 3 games. Picked up an RBI last night. 0-1 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 1-1. And this game already off to a great start. A couple good teams for sure. It's probably going to be a back and forth game. 1-1 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play to make the count 1-2. Of course, last year the Phillies won their division, but were, of course, unable to get through the NLDS when they met those Mets who made their run to the NLCS. 1-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 2-2. But this Phillies team, this year, definitely looking to make a deep run, most likely. 2-2 pitch is going to be hit off of the mound to the shortstop Betts. He'll go to first for the out, and we will go to the third inning with the Dodgers leading 2-1. back here on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you. The Dodgers leading the Phillies 2-1, going to the top of the third inning. Shohei Ohtani, the batter. Kike Hernandez getting a 2-run shot in the last inning to give the Dodgers the lead. Nola to Ohtani. First pitch is down and away to make the count 1-0. This is a good matchup, right? Two of the best players of the National League, Nola and Ohtani. Of course, Nola got the best of the first round of this, striking out Ohtani in the first with a couple knuckle curveballs. 1-0 pitch is going to be swung on and missed. This time he throws that curveball on the inside corner. And Ohtani's unable to get to it. .31 pitches for Nola so far in these first two innings. One pitch is going to be outside to make the count 2-1. Try to go with that fastball out there. The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike two. This time using that curveball in the outside corner, just nipping a bit of that strike zone. And yeah, looking at the replay, it is a strike. Good call from the umpire. We first had Ohtani a little bit surprised with the call, but he's going to go back and see that replay, and yes, it did get the strike zone. 2-2 pitch is going to be, it looked like it was in the same location. This time the umpire calls ball three, so that pitch was around the same location, but this time the umpire calls it a ball. So full count now here in the top of the third inning. 3-2 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play as Ohtani stays alive. Ohtani asks for time. But umpires in the last series against the Braves, we saw a lot of bad calls on both sides. And this at-bat here has been a little bit questionable for sure. The 3-2 pitch is going to be hit to left field, and it looks like it's going to go foul. Yes, it went foul. Just foul. It's a right field, I should say. Just went foul up the line there, but looking at the replay, it just bounced foul. Very close to the white chalk there, but good swing there from Ohtani as he was on that pitch. Nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Dodgers lead 2-1. Top of the lineup. Second time to the lineup for Nola, right? See who gets the advantage, right? We've seen that in these matchups where sometimes the hitters second or third time through have the advantage, right? So we'll see who wins that chess match here in this game. 3-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count, or to walk Ohtani, I should say. The fourth ball there. And Ohtani walks. They have a base runner here in the third inning, and Mookie Betts will now come to the plate. So Ohtani definitely fought back in that up-bat, kind of fell, early in the count, but able to get some good takes there, staying alive with the foul balls, and also getting a big call from the umpire, right? It looked like strike three. First pitch to Betts is going to be in there for strike one. And now, this is a big chance for Ohtani, right? I mean, there's nobody out. He's a runner at first. This would be where he would steal, but he's facing one of the best, catchers in the game. We picked off 3 runners yesterday, so will Ohtani take off? As Nola checks on Ohtani throwing it to first, but Ohtani's back in safe. This is where, running on JT Realmuto is always a question, right? Because a guy, can get you out with the arm that he has, right? So will the Dodgers test him in this game as well? As Nola throws it over to first again, Ohtani's just in safe. That was close. Almost picked him off there. And showing the replay yesterday of Ohtani just getting tagged out there from Stott. It's a good throw from Realmuto. 0-1 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play by Betts to make the count 0-2. Looking at this replay, I mean, Ohtani just barely got back safe there on that pickoff. It was so close. Almost picked off here in the third inning. You know, Ohtani had a big lead there, so I mean, he was maybe thinking steal. Ohtani has another big lead again, but doesn't take off. 0-2 pitches outside to make the count 1-2. Ohtani's definitely taking a big lead here on this up bat, right? Ohtani with another big lead again. 0-2 pitch is going to be 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. And now, pretty much with Ohtani stealing so many bases last year, every time he's on the base now, everybody's kind of talking about whether he's going to steal or not, right? I mean, that's probably how it's going to be all year long. But you expect Ohtani to steal less bases this year, right? 2-2 pitches upstairs to make the count 3-2. Especially with Ohtani starting to rev up, you know, the pitching. Looks like he will be pitching this year. Starting to pitch bullpen sessions. And looks like that's going to be a possibility for this year, seeing him on the mound. The 3-2 pitch is going to be hit between second and third for a base hit. So Betts is 2 for 2. Dodgers have first and second with nobody out here in the top of the third inning. And Teoscar Hernandez will not come to the plate. So big opportunity for the Dodgers to build on that lead. We've seen them, you know, take advantage of these opportunities early in this season, right? Every time they've had, in most of these games, they get runners on, they're putting the runs through. So they've been one of the top teams with runners in scoring position so far to kick off the year. And Teoscar Hernandez hitting .229 this year, grounded out his first up bat into a fielder's choice. 2 homers, 8 RBI. Big opportunity for him to get an RBI, right? A base hit. Would probably knock Ohtani in with the legs he has, as Teoscar Hernandez fouls this out of play. First pitch to make the count 0-1. Nola with 44 pitches now, so the pitch count's definitely getting up. Definitely starting to see that count, you know, that pitch count go up, and we'll see how many innings Nola has, right? I mean, that's going to be a question. 0-1 pitch is going to be hit, foul to the second baseman, Turner. He'll go to second for 1, to first for 2. Double play. And Ohtani does go to third, but the Phillies get a big double play there. Looking at the replay, it looked like Teoscar had fouled that off of his foot, but it was very close looking at that replay. That just narrowly misses hitting his leg. So I had thought it was a foul ball, but it narrowly misses hitting his leg. And it goes to the second base, goes to the shortstop Turner, and he goes to second for 1, and they're able to execute that double play. Michael Conforto, the batter now. First pitch to Conforto is outside and made the count 1-0. So Ohtani at third, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Dodgers lead 2-1. But big double play for sure for the Phillies. 1-0 pitch is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 1-1. High fastball. Righty-lefty matchup, right, with Conforto being a left-handed batter. You would expect Michael to get the advantage here. Nola checks on Ohtani. 1-1 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 2-1. And definitely taking a lot of time here between pitches. Be more deliberate to Conforto. 2-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. The count is 2-2 to Conforto. Dodgers lead 2-1. Ohtani is at third. They need a base hit to move Ohtani. Fly ball's not going to do it with 2 outs. 2-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 3-2. Good take there from Conforto. It's the third time count goes to 3-2 in this inning. Tommy Edman on deck. I mean, literally Tommy Edman, one of the hottest hitters in the National League, is on deck. So I don't think Nola wants to walk Conforto here. He wants to get through this inning and face Edman with nobody on, right? I mean, the 3-2 pitch to Conforto is going to be hit to center field. It's going way back, and it's going to go to the warning track, and Marsh has got it. It's a very deep center field. And another well-hit ball from the Dodger hitters, but just narrowly missing a home run. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning, though, with the Dodgers still leading 2-1. Here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. Dodgers leading the Phillies 2-1, going to the bottom of the third inning. Dodgers have 4 hits so far. They've left a couple runners on. Phillies only have 2 hits, but the Dodgers have had some good swings on Nola too. A couple of these balls have been close to being home runs. Edman and Conforto narrowly missed hitting home runs in the early innings. Sasaki's still in the game. The first pitch to Brandon Marsh, the Phillies center fielder, is in there for strike one. Brandon Marsh, the number 9 hitter for the Phillies, his first time up. Marsh, a former Angels draft pick, went through the Angels system. 0-1 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play. Angels kind of basically cut him, and he's done really well on the Phillies, right? He's completely turned his entire career around. And is able to, find he's basically the everyday center fielder with the Phillies. 0-2 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play to keep the count 0-2. Good pitch there from Sasaki. You see Sasaki really throwing the splitter a lot here in his young career, right? That's a pitch he's throwing like a lot. 0-2 pitch is going to be, again, a splitter, and he gets Marsh to swing right through it. So big strikeout for Sasaki to start off this third inning. But yeah, it seems like Sasaki's still not very confident yet with the fastball. It's still not something he's confident yet with. Maybe the velocity's still not quite there. Because you're definitely seeing him throwing a lot more off speed here early in the first 3 starts he's had. We go to the top of the lineup with Kyle Schwarber now. First pitch to Schwarber is going to be in there for strike one. Schwarber got a base hit his first time up, hitting .310 now this season. 0-1 pitch to Schwarber is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 0-2. They're talking about how, with Sasaki, never had issues, of course, with command out in Japan. It's been a different story out here, but definitely different hitters, right? I think the hitters out here are going to be more patient when it comes to bad pitches, right? So that's a big difference. 0-2 pitch to Schwarber is going to be swung on and missed for another strikeout. Pitched down and away. So Sasaki gets a couple big strikeouts here in the third inning. Now 3 so far in this game. And that pitch was off the dirt, right? Completely fooled Schwarber. Trey Turner will now come to the plate. Shortstop. Got a base hit his first time up. First pitch to Turner is going to be in there for strike one. So far, so good for Sasaki in the third inning. Been getting ahead of the counts. One pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 1-1. And throwing a lot of, like I said, that splitter has been basically what we've been seeing so far for Sasaki. One pitch is going to be a ball that's going to be hit up in the air, a fly ball high in the air for Conforto in left field. He's able to get it. We go to the fourth inning with the Dodgers leading 2-1. Now to the fourth inning with the Dodgers leading 2-1. It's been a good start for sure for Roki Sasaki. Mike Nelson here with you. Tommy Edman will be the batter for the Dodgers. Edman, 5 homers to start off the year, leading the National League. Aaron Nola, still the pitcher for the Phillies, close to 50 pitches now. See how many innings he's got left. First pitch to Edman is going to be outside and make the count 1-0. Hitting .278 to kick off the year, Tommy. Just narrowly missed hitting another home run in his first at-bat, right? Almost hit it out. 1-0 pitch is going to be outside and make the count 2-0. You see Aaron Nola really being careful here with Edman, not giving him anything to hit there on those first 2 pitches, right? With the way this guy's swinging the bat right now, they're just not wanting to give him much, right? At all. The 2-0 pitch is going to be inside for strike one. Big strikeout. So, big strike, I should say. But, Edman, as we know, was a pickup the Dodgers had last year in the trade deadline, coming over from the Cardinals. Nobody really thought much of him, right? Because he hadn't played for almost a year, right? With that injury, and he's been really good with the Dodgers, winning the NLCS MVP. The 2-1 pitch is going to be popped up, and the catcher Realmuto is near the mound, makes the catch. So pop up, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And now Max Muncy will come to the plate, who picked up a double his first time up. Haven't said that too much this year. Muncy picking up extra base hits. Only had a couple this year, so Dodgers want to see Muncy, get going soon, right? First pitch to Muncy is going to be a strike. Check swing, they call it a strike. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Nobody on. Dodgers lead the Phillies 2-1. Kike Hernandez getting a 2-run shot back in the 2nd inning. That flipped this game, of course. 0-1 pitch is going to be fouled away to make the count 0-2. Everybody's got their jackets on in Philadelphia. See the fans, the players got long sleeves. Cold day. No sunlight at all in Pennsylvania. Cold April day. 0-2 pitch is going to be upstairs to make the count 1-2. Nola's getting set. Here's the pitch. 1-2 is going to be upstairs to make the count 2-2. So good take there from Muncy. We've seen Muncy be a little more patient with Nola, and it paid off in that first at bat, right? Able to get a double. So last couple pitches, he's not swung at bad pitches out of the strike zone, which has been something that Muncy's done to kick off the year, right? Hitting under 200. 2-2 pitch is going to be hit for a base hit to right field. So good swing there for Muncy. 2 for 2 today. That's the first time we've said that all year long for Muncy, right? It's trying the day off 2 for 2. But hopefully, maybe it's a turn, he's going to start to hit. He's turning a corner so far, in this game, and maybe turning a corner this season. Andy Pajes will now be the batter. He struck out his first time up. The Dodgers have a runner at first with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. They lead 2-1. 60 pitches now for Aaron Nola, so pitch count is definitely going up. First pitch to Pajes is inside for ball 1. Pajes had to get out of the way. But yeah, as modern baseball goes, you just never know with the pitchers now what pitch count they have for their starting pitcher, right? I mean, it used to be everybody was going 90 to 100, but 1-0 pitch is going to be hit to center field, popped up to Brandon Marsh. He's got it. 2 outs down here in the top of the 4th. But that's the question now with the way modern baseball is. Just don't know how long these starting pitchers are going to go. As Kike Hernandez does not come up to the plate, he hit a 2-run homer the first pitch he saw. So we'll see if Hernandez swings at that first pitch again. 3 homers so far, 6 RBI. Only hitting 130, but has had, of course, those home runs, which has been key for the Dodgers. First pitch to Hernandez is going to be upstairs for ball 1. Very close. But you just don't know what the starting pitchers, you expect. Don't think the Phillies want to go to their bullpen now, right? But you just never know. Third time to the lineup coming up soon. As Hernandez is going to hit this to the third baseman, Bohm. He gets it to first to Harper. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Dodgers still leading 2-1. Go to the bottom of the fourth inning with the Dodgers leading 2-1. Mike Nelson here with you. Sasaki has retired 9 in a row going into this inning, so he's definitely settled down for the Dodgers. Got Bryce Harper coming up to the plate now. Struck out his first time up, but after a slow start, he's definitely settled in, which is great to see for the young pitcher, right? First pitch to Harper is down and away to make the count 1-0. And only 43 pitches for Sasaki, right? Keeping the count down, which is very important. Always something you got to keep an eye on, especially with Sasaki, right? The Dodgers are not going to risk having him go probably more than 70, 75 pitches. That's going to be probably the limit at first. First 2 pitches, one old pitch is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 1-1. I think Sasaki's got probably a couple more innings, but we really see him come out for the 6th? I don't know. It's a big question mark, right? I don't think so. Well, one pitch is going to be upstairs to make the count 2-1. Of course, now going to go second time through the lineup, right, for Sasaki. And Harper, a couple good takes there. The 2-1 pitch to Harper is going to be outside to make the count 3-1. So, Harper, a very experienced player, and already an MLB legend, right, a World Series champion with the Nationals. 3-1 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play. So this guy has the upper hand when it comes to experience. And the question is going to be, can Sasaki, he solved them the first time, right? Struck him out. So 3-2 count now. It's a full count. Nobody out, nobody on here at the bottom of the fourth. Dodgers lead 2-1. 3-2 pitch is going to be outside. So it's a walk. Leadoff walk for the Phillies. And Sasaki, Alec Boehm, the third baseman, will come into the plate. Boehm made a good play to close out the top of the fourth on that Kike Hernandez ground out. Backhand play, getting it over to Harper. And the Phillies, have a good infield. Got good fielders for sure. They got a very good defensive catcher. That's what makes this team dangerous. As Boehm is going to hit this fly ball to shallow right field, and Hernandez has got it. Teoscar. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth with Boehm flying out. And Max Kepler will come to the plate. Where's Max Kepler, like we talked about, it's going to be the question whether he could stay healthy or not. That was the risk the Phillies took when they signed him. First pitch to Kepler is going to be hit to center field. Pajes gets under it. And it's 2 outs now. Here in the bottom of the fourth. That's exactly what you need if you're Sasaki, right? I mean, these quick up-bats. The pitch count is only 51 now. And, if you're the Phillies, I would be more patient with Sasaki, right? I mean, try to get this guy to throw more pitches because right now they're swinging early. And that's what the Dodgers want the Phillies to do, right? They're playing right into the Dodgers' hands because the Dodgers are being very cautious with Sasaki early in the season. The first pitch to Castellanos is in there for strike 1. Being very cautious, as we know, with how they're going to utilize him and not having him pitch very much. I mean, they literally took him out after 2 innings of his last start, right? So, I mean, if he runs into any sort of trouble, the Dodgers are going to take him out. Sasaki throws it over to first to check on Harper. He gets back in time. He runs into any trouble, couple runners on, gives up a home run or something. They're out. They're going to pull him. They're not going to keep him in the game. So, 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed. So the count will go to 0-2. So, I mean, if you're the Phillies, these 2 at-bats before Castellanos, they did not take very many pitches, right? And that is not what, that's exactly what the Dodgers want, right? Because now, if he can get through this batter, I mean, Sasaki's coming out again for the 5th, right? They're going to bring him out again. 0-2 pitches inside to make the count 1-2, right? Because, the pitch count is so low through 4 innings. That's what you need, right? This Phillies team has been very aggressive, right, the last few years when it comes to, swinging early in the counts, right? As Castellanos is going to swing and miss for a big strikeout. So we'll go to the 5th inning with the Dodgers still leading 2-1. Back here on a Dodgers Digest, we go to the fifth inning with the Dodgers leading 2-1. It's been a great start for Roki Sasaki so far, getting strikeouts, keeping his pitch count down. We expect Sasaki to come out again, coming up in the bottom of the fifth, right? He's held the Phillies only 2 hits. Dodgers have had 5 hits. Aaron Nola's still in the game. Going to the fifth. Austin Barnes, the number 9 hitter, coming up. First pitch to Barnes is going to be inside for ball 1. So you got Barnes, and then, of course, you go to the top of the lineup with Ohtani and Betts. So that's the problem with the Dodgers, right? You have that super dangerous top of the lineup that most teams don't have. The 1-0 pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. Last season, Barnes, pretty formidable backup at 264, had a homer, 11 RBI, but pretty solid numbers for a backup catcher that doesn't get a lot of playing time here for the Dodgers. 1-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2 to make the count 1-2. Wind has definitely died down, though, it seems, in Philadelphia. Still chilly, but wind is doesn't seem to be an issue now as we get into the later innings. Rain was possible, but I believe no longer the case. The 1-2 pitch to Barnes is going to be outside to make the count 2-2. Good take there from Barnes. Ohtani on deck. Nobody out. Nobody on. Top of the fifth. Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. Two pitch is going to be a ground ball to the pitcher Nola. He'll go to Harper to first, and that's the out. Ground out for Barnes, and Shohei Ohtani will not come to the plate. Good play there by Nola, grounding that backhand, turning around, throwing it over to Harper. Ohtani 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. The fans really booing Ohtani every time he gets his name announced. Not well liked in Philadelphia. Seems like they like to boo the stars on the other teams. First pitch to Ohtani is going to be in there for strike 1. But I don't believe I've ever seen Ohtani get booed like I've seen this weekend, right? Usually Ohtani's pretty well liked everywhere around Major League Baseball. Even Angel fans cheered for him last year, right? When he came back to Angel Stadium. So this is the first time we've really seen fans really get on Ohtani. 0-1 pitch is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman, Stott. He'll go to first to Harper for the ground out, and Ohtani will go 0 for 2 now with the ground out. 2 outs now here in the top of the fifth inning. And Mookie Betts will now be the batter. Mookie Betts, a couple hits today. It's been a good start to the game for Betts, and a good start for him this season, right? Despite having the stomach flu before the year started, he's looked very well at the plate, right? He's swinging the bat really good, and first pitch to Betts is in there for strike 1. So 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the fifth. Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. Nola's up to 72 pitches, but the way this inning's going, probably going to see him come out again for the 6th, right? It's been pretty low-stress pitches here, as 0-1 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 1-1. Betts hitting .320 to kick off the year. And that's the way it goes with these pitchers now, like we've talked about. You know, usually it's always a question whether these guys are staying in or not, right? The 1-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-1. Even in a pitcher's duel like today, you have, 2 pitchers that, well, the Dodgers especially, you have Sasaki, who's been managed, has a limited threshold on how long you could pitch, and then the Phillies have their problem with their bullpen, right? Not too reliable. As Betts is going to hit this to the third baseman, Bohm, he'll go to Harper to first, and that is a ground out. And we will go to the bottom of the fifth inning with the score still Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. the bottom of the fifth inning. Dodgers leading 2-1 on the Phillies. Mike Nelson here with you. Roki Sasaki still in the game. He's retired 12 of the last 13 batters. It's been a great start for Sasaki after a rough first inning. And we're going to see, keeping his pitch count down, 54 pitches. First pitch to JT Realmuto. The catcher is in there for strike one. 0 for 1 today with the line out, the Phillies catcher. And we'll see if he can keep his pitch count down again after this fifth. They'll probably bring him out again for the sixth, the way this game is going. 0-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 1-1. But see, the Phillies, I think, are going to be more patient in this fifth. Probably going to try to drive that pitch count up and get Sasaki out of the game, right? The way Sasaki's been pitching. 1-1 pitch is going to be another take in there for strike two. Good pitch there from Sasaki. Just nipped that bottom corner. 1-2 pitch is going to be inside for ball two. So the count will now go to 2-2. And now Anthony Banda warming up for the Dodgers, right? Like I said, it's probably the last inning for Sasaki. Dodgers will have to go to their bullpen a bit earlier with Sasaki on the mound, right? 2-2 pitch is going to be a foul ball and out of play. That's just how it's going to be early on in his career, right? They're not going to... This is what we saw last year with Yamamoto, right? The guy was only pitching 4 or 5 innings every start for the first few months, and that's probably what the Dodgers are going to do again with Sasaki, right? The Dodgers have such a good bullpen, it doesn't matter, right? 2-2 pitch is going to be fouled away as Realmuto is definitely trying to get this pitch count up. Now it's up to 60. And that's the tactic more teams should take with these pitchers, right, that come into Major League Baseball that don't have really an arm set up to pitch in this sort of league. The 2-2 pitch is upstairs to make the count 3-2. That should be the tactic, right? You just take more pitches and try to get to the bullpen earlier, because these guys are not going to stick around. These pitchers that come over, don't come in and they're not able to pitch with 80 to 90 pitches right away. 3-2 pitch is down and away for a walk, so walk for Realmuto, and definitely took a lot of pitches there in that at-bat. 9-pitch at-bat. Go to Bryson Stott, the second baseman. Bryson Stott, the left-handed batter. Got to ground out his first time up. First pitch to Stott is in there for strike one. Fastball. It's been a while since we've seen that first pitch fastball from Sasaki. Realmuto, the runner at first. The 0-1 pitch is upstairs to make the count 1-1. Fastball that got away. Yeah, I mean, with the Dodgers bullpen, they got so many arms in that bullpen. They won a World Series last year, starting 2 bullpen games, so it's never a concern when you go to the bullpen early now for the Dodgers. 1-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike two to make the count 1-2. And that's just the way modern baseball has gone, right? You just stack up your roster with as much pitchers as you want. I mean, they literally had to change the rule a few years back because the Dodgers had too many pitchers on their roster, right? That's just the way modern baseball goes now. 1-2 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-2. Have more pitchers and less players on the field, right? That's the way the new way of thinking is with baseball. 2-2 pitch is going to be, looks like a ball is going to be hit to right field. It's going to bounce, and Hernandez is going to field it. Kind of a strange play there. Looked like Hernandez was going to make the play, but it fooled Hernandez. And there's runners now at first and second with nobody out. As that ball is a ball that you would want Teoscar Hernandez to make a play on, because it looked like a weak fly ball to him, right? But Hernandez probably lost sight of this, and the ball ends up bouncing right in front of him, the right fielder for the Dodgers. And Roberts is going up already to the mound to take Sasaki out, right? So, like I said, any sort of trouble, they're going to pull him. And that's exactly what the Dodgers are doing. First and second, nobody out. We'll be right back here on Dodgers Digest. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. Dodgers lead the Phillies 2-1, although the Phillies got runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Sasaki exits the game. Great start for the young pitcher, although, of course, he would be charged for these 2 runs if they do come across. Anthony Banda coming is the new pitcher for the Dodgers. Banda already with 4 innings pitched this year, has yet to give up a run, 6 strikeouts, good numbers for the Dodgers relief pitcher. Got the number 9 hitter, Brandon Marsh, coming to the plate. And big opportunity for the Phillies to try to tie up this game, trailing 2-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Marsh is upstairs to make the count 1-0. Big opportunity for them to, they haven't had a runner in scoring position since the first inning, right? It's been an impeccable start for Sasaki to the second through fourth inning. It was basically perfect, right? It's the first time the Phillies really have something going on offensively. 1-0 pitch is upstairs to make the count 2-0. Good take from Marsh. Not swinging at bad pitches. Not very competitive pitches from Banda on those first 2, pitches for sure. It's always a challenge, right? I don't know if Banda really thought he was going to come in this inning, right? I think he mentally thought, okay, maybe the 6th, but brought him in a bit early. 2-0 pitch is going to be a pop-up, and it's going to be in foul territory. Muncy's coming over. We'll see if he has a play. Nope, just gets out of play. But Muncy made the attempt there. A lot of foul territory on the third base line, right, here at this park in Philadelphia. It was a foul ball that, too bad they couldn't get that play, right? It would have been a big out for the Dodgers. But nobody out. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the fifth. The 2-1 pitch to Marsh is outside to make the count 3-1. Real Muto at second. Stott at first. Of course, if Marsh gets on, Kyle Schwarber would be the batter. He's on deck. Schwarber, who's one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball. The 3-1 pitch is going to be a ball that's going to be hit to right field, a fly ball. Looks like Hernandez and Pajes both getting together. Pajes makes the out. Wow, very close to being a collision. Real Muto will tag up and get to third. But it looks like Pajes and Hernandez did not communicate there as both of them almost collided there in right center field. And Pajes is able to make that play. And looked like a ball that was for Pajes, but Hernandez was kind of hanging out there in right center. But Pajes makes the out. Real Muto does tag up. So first and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth for the Phillies. A fly ball would tie up the game. Kyle Schwarber is the batter. Bryce Harper on deck, or Trey Turner on deck, I should say. Schwarber hitting 300 coming into this game. The first pitch to Schwarber is down and away to make the count 1-0. Schwarber hitting 500 this year against right-handed pitchers, only hitting 200 against left-handed pitchers, right? This is a lefty-lefty matchup, Schwarber being a left-handed batter. So, see, Dodgers, of course, bring in Banda, probably thinking about this matchup, right? Where Schwarber has really struggled against left-handed pitchers. The 1-0 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-0. Good stop there from Barnes as that ball was, let's get bounced off the plate. And it was a good stop there for sure by the Dodgers catcher. So 2-0 count is a dangerous pitch coming up for Banda because you know Schwarber can hit the ball out. And you have to be very careful here for sure. Don't want to throw a pitch that he can hit out. The 2-0 pitch is going to be a pitch outside. Not giving him much there. Count will go to 3-0. Banda doesn't like the call, but looking at the replay, which I'm sure they're going to show right now, the ball was outside. So good call by the umpire. And Sasaki sweating it out there on the dugout, knowing that the 2 runners would be charged to him. 3-0 pitch is going to be a pitch in there for strike 1. Fastball in the outside corner. Good pitch from Banda. There's no way Schwarber can hit that, right? It's a good pitch. 3-1 pitch. 3-1 count, I should say, here in the bottom of the 5th. Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. Phillies 1 runners at first and third for Philadelphia. 3-1 pitch is going to be a ball that's hit foul and out of play to make the count 3-2. Realmuto at third. You have Stott at first. Fly ball would tie up the game. That's what, of course, Schwarber's thinking here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Probably a slider coming like they're saying on the broadcast, right? 3-2 pitch is going to be a ball. It's going to be hit to a right field deep fly ball. Hernandez has got it, but Realmuto is going to tag up. They'll go to first to try to double up Stott, and they do. And it's a double play, and I believe that Realmuto did not touch home before Stott touched first. Yep, that's exactly right. I was right. So Stott is doubled up at first. Realmuto had not touched first yet. So it is a double play. We will go to the 6th inning with the Dodgers still leading 2-1. Kind of a strange play, right? Because Stott was hanging out. He took off running, did not tag up. And Hernandez realized that, threw it back to first to tag up that runner at first. And it looks like that out. They're gonna, of course, they went to break, but I'm sure that ball was that Stott had not made it back to first before Realmuto had touched home, right? Because Realmuto was tagging up from third, and it looked like that ball got into first before Realmuto had touched home, right? Because that's the rule there, right? If you tag up and you get the third out before you cross home, then the inning is over, right? There is no run. But they said on the broadcast that they do remain ahead 2-1. So, of course, we don't know if there's a challenge or not. We're not at the ballpark, but with the break happening right now, it's a big moment in this game for sure. Great, heads up play for Teoscar Hernández going to first to tag up Stott to get the double play, right? Because it was a fly ball and it was a huge play to get Stott at first, right? We go through the comments. Thanks a lot, Carlos. Thanks a lot, Line, Rick, Theodore. Appreciate everybody watching today's Dodgers Digest live stream. If you're hopping on the stream for the first time, appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Want to appreciate the 45% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already subscribed, but 54% of you have not subscribed yet. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way. Myself, Brad J, we're bringing you everyday Dodger content. We got these live streams. We got post games. We've got the Monday morning, basically Dodgers recap or talking about the whole week ahead for the Dodgers. It happens every Monday morning live here on the same channel at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, all around the world, basically anywhere that has an internet connection, you could tune in to Dodgers Digest on YouTube, and myself and Brad are talking Dodgers. Dodgers have had a great start to the 25 season, so it's been super fun so far. As we'll go to the top of the 6th inning, they have confirmed that the score is still 2-1. I was right. So no challenge. Realmuto did not touch home before the double play, right? That's why the score remains 2-1. Very unlucky for the Phillies. As Nola stays in the game, first pitch to Hernandez, who made that play, is a ball outside. Great fielding play by Teoscar Hernández, who of course, just saw that Stott had taken off, right? He took off, before knowing he was going to catch the ball or not, that runner at first. As Nola gets the 1-0 pitch in there for strike one to make the count 1-1. Just took off. Bad base running by Bryson Stott, right? I mean, if he had held up at first, the Phillies would have tied up this game. It was only 1 out, so there's no way Hernandez would have got Realmuto at home. The 1-1 pitch is going to be outside for ball 2. And yeah, looking at the replays now, that's exactly what I was talking about. That out at first happened before Realmuto made it to home. He wasn't even close, so it was a double play. He wasn't even close to making it to home before that play happened at first. The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. You got the course cross home before that force out happens, right? Or it's the inning is over. The inning does not continue there on that force out. The 2-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 3-2. And, Realmuto does tag up perfectly. He executed the whole thing perfectly. He was going to score looking at that replay. But, they're saying there's nothing he did wrong. He ran perfectly. Just bad pace running by Stott at first. Is a ground ball to Turner at short. He'll go to first to Harper for the out. And, we've seen that bad base running really can come back to cost you, right? And the Phillies, are going to be talking about that play here in the 5th inning if they don't come back to win this game. The batter now will be Michael Conforto, who's 0 for 2 today. Conforto batting cleanup today for the Dodgers. Free agent signing that came over from the San Francisco Giants this offseason to play left field. First pitch to Conforto is going to be a ball that's going to be hit deep to right field, going all the way back. And it's over the right field wall, a solo shot for Michael Conforto. The Dodgers take a 3-1 lead as a big swing. Look at curveball once again. It just did not drop. Conforto gets his second home run of the year for the Dodgers, and the Dodgers lead 3-1. The home run ball continues to be the name of the game for this Dodger team, right? They lead the league in home runs. They continue to crush the ball out. It's just so hard to beat this team with so many guys that can hit home runs, right? Conforto comes over from the Giants. He had over 20 home runs last year, right? He's a proven hitter, a brand new player for the Dodgers, and already off to a great start to this year. A couple home runs. Tom Yedman will come to the plate. He leads the league in National League. He leads the league in home runs in the National League. First pitch is in there for strike 1. So Nola up to 83 pitches. This is probably the last inning we're going to see him. Already has given up a couple homers tonight or today. As Edmonds going to hit a fly ball into left field. Kepler's got it. And 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. So it's a big run for sure for the Dodgers, right? Picking up that 3rd run, doubling the lead. It's not a one-run game anymore. That's a big run. Yesterday the Dodgers, as we know, those runs late in games are always important. A close game. Max Muncy will be the batter. 2 for 2 today. It's been a good day for Muncy. First pitch to Muncy is in there for strike 1. Muncy's had a slow start. Got his average up to 179 after a couple hits today. So if he keeps getting those hits, that average will start to climb up. 0-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. Looked like it was upstairs. Muncy doesn't like the call, and I agree with Muncy. That ball was clearly out of the strike zone. So nobody on. Dodgers already got a home run in this inning. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. They lead 3-1 in Philadelphia. 0-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 1-2. You see Ben Kasperius warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. See if he's a pitcher in the 6th. 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. Of course, Banda came in and was able to get through that jam that Sasaki left the Dodgers with in the 5th. And some bad base running from Bryson Stott really cost the Phillies. The 2-2 pitch is going to be a foul ball off of the backstop to keep the count 2-2. The Conforto home run went 387 feet. Just a deep home run for sure for Conforto. Just getting over that right field wall, which is pretty high out in Philadelphia. But it was definitely, we know this park, it's a great park to hit home runs, right? 2-2 pitch is going to be ball's going to be hit to center field for a base hit. So Muncy, 3 for 3 today. What a day for Max Muncy. A player that, has been criticized for his fielding this week and, has been under the loop for sure, under the loop by the media. And now going 3 for 3, that's exactly what you want for Muncy, right? 90 pitches now for Nola. The batter will be Andy Pajes, who's 0 for 2 today. Double, single, and a run for Max Muncy today. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. First pitch to Pajes is upstairs for ball 1. Pajes hitting 103, looking for his first hit of the season, or first hit of this series, I should say. 0 for 4 so far. No homers, no RBIs. It's been a rough start for Pajes. The 1-0 pitch to Pajes is going to be upstairs for ball 2. To make the count, 2-0. You definitely see Nola taking more time before pitches. Looks a bit fatigued, it seems, in the last couple innings. Doesn't have the same energy that he had early on. And that mistake to Conforto seems like a fatigued pitcher, right? A pitcher that's gained big tires. He checks on Muncy at first. Muncy's back in easily. A pitcher that's, the velocity's definitely dropped for Nola, right? The Phillies starting pitcher. It's not what it once was back in the 1st or 2nd. So it's been a high-pressure game for him facing the Dodgers lineup. The 2-0 pitch is going to be a swung on and miss for strike 1. Ball goes off of the catcher, JT. See, the Phillies got Joe Ross warming up. Right-handed pitcher, so you expect Ross to come in the 7th. The 2-1 pitch is going to be a ground ball going foul up the third base line to make the count 2-2. Pajes the batter. Muncy at first. 2 outs at the top of the 6th. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. Still a long way to go in this game, right? The game is still very much in the balance, right? Especially against the Phillies. One of the top teams in the National League. The 2-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 3-2. Good take there from Pajes. Kike Hernandez on deck for the Dodgers. See, this is the last batter that Nola faces. As Pajes fouls the ball off of his foot to keep the count 3-2. Muncy was running the course with the 3-2 count. As Pajes will take a breather after fouling that ball right off his knee. Wow. Right under his knee. That's got to hurt. That's going to leave a dent for sure. As Pajes looks like he's ready to go. The 3-2 pitch is going to be a ball. It's going to be hit to the third baseman, Bohm. He'll go to first. Great play by Alec Bohm. Another great stop. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Dodgers leading now 3-1. here on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you. The Dodgers leading the Phillies now 3-1. Conforto getting a home run there in the top of the sixth inning. Ben Kasparius will be the new pitcher for the Dodgers. Dodgers have 7 hits so far. Phillies only 3 hits. So they've definitely been held down in this game. Big base running blunder by Stott in the last inning prevented the Phillies from tying up this game. As the first pitch to Trey Turner is in there for strike one. Trey Turner 1 for 2 today with a single and a flyout, hitting .333 to kick off the year. Bryce Harper on deck for the Phillies. 0-1 pitch is going to be upstairs to make the count 1-1. Of course, bottom of the sixth inning, Dodgers 12 outs away. Still a long way to go. 1-1 pitch is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, Muncy. He'll go to first. Hernandez for the out. Great throw, great play by Max Muncy on a backhand. And a great way to get Trey Turner out for the ground out. Bryce Harper will now come to the plate. It's perfectly fielded by Muncy. And Turner's not a slow runner. We saw that with the Dodgers. I mean, Trey Turner can run. And he narrowly, almost beats out that throw. First pitch to Harper is outside for ball 1. Been a quiet day for Bryce Harper. 0 for 1 with the walk. Been a quiet start, in general this season for Bryce. 1-0 pitch is going to be a check swing. They could appeal the third, and they're going to say it's a strike. Fans don't like it. It's close. Definitely close call there. The 1-1 pitch to Harper is going to be a ball that's hit foul and out of play to make the count 1-2. Kasparius working quick here against the Phillies hitters, not giving the Phillies any chance to get into any rhythm, which is what Nola hasn't done. I think Nola, the starting pitcher for the Phillies, didn't do that. He was taking a lot of time. The 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. Nola was taking a lot of time between pitches, and I think that ends up helping the Dodgers, right? They end up getting into some sort of a rhythm, and that's what the pitch clock does not help, the hitters, right? Because they can't get into a rhythm. The 2-2 pitch is a pop-up to Mookie Betts. Actually, he's gonna go to the left fielder, Conforto. As Betts was hanging out in left field, trying to make that play, but the left fielder, Conforto's got it. 2 outs out here in the bottom of the 6th. So 2 outs, nobody on. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. Kasparius has only had 8 pitches. It's been a quick inning so far. As Harper has now gone 0 for 2. Alec Boehm, the new batter. Boehm's going to hit this to right field, and that's going to be a out on a fly out as Hernandez makes a play. We go to the 7th inning with the Dodgers leading 3-1. Go to the 7th inning. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. Mike Nelson here with you. It's been a great pitching day for the Dodgers. Sasaki had a great start. That's been the story so far. And the home run ball, right? Tommy Edman and Michael Conforto getting a couple big home runs for the Dodgers against Aaron Nola. Of course, has exited the game. New pitcher for the Phillies will be Joe Ross. His third game for the Phillies. Came over from the Washington Nationals, 1-0 record. It's been a good start for Ross so far for the Phillies. First pitch to the batter, Kike Hernandez, is in there for strike one. Dodgers now working the bottom of the lineup, so Barnes on deck, and then you got Ohtani next here in the 7th. 0-1 pitch to Hernandez, gets swung on and missed to make the count 0-2. That's always, I think, when these pitchers come in, they're always wondering, man, when am I going to face Ohtani, right? Because, Ohtani seems like he's always coming up because he's a leadoff batter. The Dodgers, of course, really trying to take advantage of that, giving him more and more at-bats, right? So, count 0-2 to Kike. 0-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 1-2. 1 for 2 today. Big home run for Hernandez back in the second. 2-run shot that gave the Dodgers a lead. And they haven't surrendered the lead since then, right? Phillies have done very little offensively in this game. The 1-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 2-2. Couple RBIs, of course, with that home run for Hernandez. Only 3 hits for the Phillies through 6 innings as a team. The 2-2 pitch is going to be in there for strike 3. Right down the middle. Looks like Ross fooled Hernandez. So a strikeout to start off the 7th, and Austin Barnes will come to the plate. Fastball right down the pipe. So 1 out here in the 7th. The batter is now Austin Barnes as Barnes takes a ball outside to make the count 1-0. Barnes 0 for 2 today. Couple ground outs. You don't ask for much from Barnes. I think offensively he's more in there to be a catcher, right? It's a backup catcher for the Dodgers. The 1-0 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-0. Of course, you got the Giants, Phillies, and Dodgers all with 1 loss. I believe San Diego lost earlier today again. 2-0 pitch is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop Turner. He'll go to first to Harper. And that's 2 outs now here in the 7th inning. Ground out for Barnes. He'll now go 0 for 3. And now Ohtani will come to the plate. Leadoff batter with nobody on, which is, I think, what the Phillies want. They don't want to see Ohtani with runners on. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Phillies have contained Shohei so far. As the fans boo Ohtani once again. The boo's coming in. Louder each time he comes up. First pitch to Ohtani is it's going to be hit deep to center field. A very high fly ball. Very high in the air. Marsh has got it. We will go now to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. Dodgers still leading 3-1. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Dodgers still leading 3-1. Mike Nelson here with you. Of course, the Dodgers have had very good pitching. They have had a great start from Sasaki, and that really has set them up. And the Phillies have kind of settled down as well. They've kind of held the Dodgers, of course, not like the Dodgers are getting a lot of runs here, only 3. Kasperius still in the game for the Dodgers. First pitch to Kepler is upstairs for ball 1. So the rare 2-inning, outing for a reliever, right? As Kepler is going to pop this up, foul, and out of play. Barnes will give it a look, but it will go out of play. Kind of rare to see a reliever stay in the game, right? In the regular season, at least. The 2-inning out. Usually guys are just in there for 1 inning and they're out, but Roberts leaving Kasperius in. Only had, 9 pitches in that 6th inning, so he said, well, I'll bring him out again. 1-1 pitch to Kepler is going to be swung on and miss for strike 2. Big strike for Kasperius. Kepler 0 for 2 today for the Phillies. A 1-2 pitch is upstairs to make the count 2-2. Of course, nobody on, nobody out for the Dodgers in the 7th. As Kasperius strikes Kepler out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Good pitch there from Kasperius, fooling Kepler. Getting Kepler to swing through that. And now Nick Castellanos, the batter for the Phillies. First pitch to Nick is outside to make the count 1-0. Castellanos hitting .269 to kick off the year, 0 for 2 today. One of the pitches is going to be a fly ball to right field. Teoscar Hernández gets under it. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 7th. Seen a lot of Phillies hitters get under pitches today. It seems like a lot of guys are trying to hit the ball out. Alex Vesia warming up for the Dodgers. He looks to come in the 8th. A lot of guys just trying to just crush it out. They're just trying to, keep up with the Dodgers. JT Realmuto will be the batter for the Phillies, the catcher. And that just doesn't work, right? You have to try to make a better contact. And I think that's been the issue. First pitch to JT is in there for strike 1. Kasperius getting ahead of the count again. So 2 outs, nobody on for the Phillies in the bottom of the 7th. They're trailing 3-1 here in this game against the Dodgers. 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike 2. They're going to peel. Yes, it is a strike. Clearly swung right through that. So 0-2 the count now to JT Realmuto. Yeah, clearly a swing. They appealed, but clearly was a swing. 0-2 pitch is down and away to make the count 1-2. Definitely the energy in the crowd has really gone down from the beginning, right, where it was super loud. The 1-2 pitch to JT is going to be fouled away to keep the count 1-2. Of course, the Phillies took game 1 of this series, winning 3-2. Tomorrow will be the final game of this series. Tyler Glasnow will get the ball for the Dodgers. 1-2 pitch is outside to make the count 2-2. It'll be a 10:30 a.m. start if you're on the West Coast, 1:30 p.m. start if you're on the East Coast tomorrow. Of course, out from Philadelphia, early start. The 2-2 pitch is going to be fouled away to keep the count 2-2. .22 pitches now for Kasperius in these 2 innings of work. First came in relief in the 6th, and now also pitching in the 7th. 2-2 pitch is going to be ball is going to be hit to center field. The Pajes fly ball, he's got it. Go to the 8th inning. Dodgers still leading 3-1. Go to the eighth inning. Dodgers still leading 3-1. It's been a pretty interesting game with a couple of the best teams in the National League, the Phillies and Dodgers. Close games, right? Friday was close. Saturday's been close. And you don't expect the Dodgers to completely come in and just destroy the Phillies, right? Because the Phillies have been one of the top teams in baseball. Joe Ross still in the game for the Phillies. For a batter for the Dodgers will be Betts. He takes a strike one. Betts 2 for 3 today. And Joe Ross doing what the Dodgers did too, keeping the reliever in for multiple innings in the middle of this game. Not something you see every day. 0-1 pitch is going to be upstairs. Or I'm going to say that strike. That ball was clearly up and out of the strike zone. Not a good call from the umpire. Even Betts is looking back, what was that? But the count will go to 0-2. Ross, of course, happy with that call. 0-2 pitch is outside to make the count 1-2. Teoscar Hernandez, the batter on deck, and then you got Conforto coming up after that, who, of course, has a home run in this game. Getting that home run, that third run for the Dodgers in this game so far. The 1-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 2-2. Good take there from Betts. Top of the eighth, nobody on, nobody out. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. 13 pitches so far for Joe Ross, the relief pitcher for the Phillies. The 2-2 pitch is going to be hit deep to left field. Max Kepler will get under it. And that will be 1 out now here in the top of the eighth. Looks like the ball is kind of dying out there in Philadelphia, which is a little bit strange because this ballpark is, always been a hitter's park since it opened about 20 years ago. But I guess today with the cold temperatures, the ball is just not carrying one bit in the last few innings. Teoscar Hernandez, the batter now for the Dodgers. First pitch to Hernandez is going to be, ball is going to be popped up to center field. Marsh will get it. 2 outs now here in the top of the eighth. That was a shallow pop-up. And now Michael Conforto will be the batter, who, of course, homered his last time up. Joe Ross has been good for the Phillies. He's come in and really settled down the Phillies after a rough middle of this game, right? So 2 up, 2 down, 2 outs in the eighth. Nobody on for the Dodgers as Conforto fouls off that first pitch to make the count 0-1. 16 pitches for Ross for the Phillies in this relief opportunity. 0-1 pitch is going to be a ball. It's going to be hit to the shortstop Turner. He'll go to first to Harper. We will go to the bottom of the eighth inning with the score still Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Dodgers leading the Phillies 3-1. Mike Nelson here with you. Dodgers 6 outs away from closing out this game, right? Trying to get their first win of this series. Still very close. See all the fans still at the ballpark. You don't see any fans in Philadelphia leaving early like at Dodger Stadium. Alex Vesia, the new pitcher for the Dodgers. Left-handed pitcher. Bryson Stott, the batter for the Phillies, takes strike one. Of course, Stott had the big base running blunder back in the 5th that prevented his team from tying up the game, right? Taken off before Hernandez caught that ball. 0-1 pitch is a check swing. They appeal the third, and they say, yes, it's a strike. I guess Stott just did not think Hernandez was going to make the play on that. Thought the ball was going to drop. But looking at that replay, it did seem like Hernandez was going to catch that. It was just played by Stott at first. Bad base running. 0-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 1-2. Alex Vesia has been solid for the Dodgers as a reliever going back to the playoffs last year. The 1-2 pitch is going to be a ball. It's going to be swung on and missed by Stott for the first strikeout of the 8th. Good pitch there from Vesia. Off-speed pitch that really fooled Stott all the way on the other side of the batter's box there. And Brandon Marsh will be the batter now. It's actually going to have a pinch hitter, Phillies. So Edmundo Sosa will be the batter now. Sosa, the pinch hitter for Marsh. First pitch of Sosa's in there for strike one. Of course, Sosa's been a pinch hitter for the Phillies the last few years. This year off to a great start, hitting .600. Also starting some games, 5 RBI. Not getting the start today, but it's been 9 for 15 to kick off the year, Sosa. So very good start. Schwarber on deck for the Phillies. The 1 pitch is going to be popped foul and out of play. The count will go to 1-2. Seen a lot of 2-strike counts for Phillies hitters in this game, right? A lot of guys falling into that 2-strike hole. And that's been, of course, an issue for them. It's hard to be a batter. And, with 2 strikes, it's really difficult in Major League Baseball. The 1-2 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play as well up the third base line. Of course, nobody on for the Phillies, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers up 3-1. Top of the lineup coming up for the Phillies with Schwarber. Might be their last chance, right? One-two pitch is swung on and missed for a big strikeout for Vesia. Getting Sosa to swing right through that fastball. We will now go to Kyle Schwarber. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th. So Schwarber, one of the more dangerous hitters for sure in baseball. Just got to be careful here. But with nobody on, it definitely takes pressure off the pitcher, right? When you face a good hitter with nobody on, it would be a lot more pressure if there was a runner on right now. Schwarber takes a ball 1 outside. Not the same when you're facing, hitters with, good hitters with nobody on base, right? It's always takes a lot of pressure off. 1-0 pitch to Schwarber is going to be in there for strike 1. So 2 outs to the bottom of the 8th. Nobody on. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. This game has definitely been a pitcher's duel with both starting pitchers having somewhat good starts, and then the bullpen has come in, and bullpens for both teams have come in and really shut things down. 1-1 pitch is going to be hit off of the catcher's mask. Barnes takes it off. making sure he has all his teeth still on, because that ball definitely hit him right in the face with that mask on off that foul ball. Wow. Always the catchers have a really tough position, right? So 1-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the eighth. Kyle Schwarber, the batter. Alex Vesia, lefty-lefty matchup. 1-2 pitch is going to be hit. It's actually going to hit Schwarber. Hit him right in the stomach area, it seems. So Schwarber will go to first as the ball just got away. And that's exactly what you don't want if you're Vesia, right? Yeah, it looks like that hit him right in the arm, it looks like. Thought it was the stomach, but right on the arm. So count looked like Schwarber was trying to swing at that pitch too. So luckily for him, it didn't hit the bat because he was swinging at that pitch that hit him. Trey Turner, the batter. First pitch to Turner's fouled away and out of play. Turner 1 for 3. 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. First pitch, 1-1 pitch to Turner to be swung on and missed to make the count 0-2. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the eighth. Vesia a strike away from getting out of this, right? Which would be huge. 0-2 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play to keep the count 0-2. 16 pitches down for Alex Vesia. See who the Dodgers go to in the ninth, which is hopefully going to be a save situation, right? To kind of close this game out. 0-2 pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. Very close. Austin Barnes wanted the call. Even Alex Vesia, too. Very close to being strike 3. But they're showing the replay, and looks like that pitch was outside. It's a good call from the umpire. 1-2 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 2-2. Got Bryce Harper on deck. Crowd standing up. They want to get Turner and, Schwarber's at first, so they can get Turner on. They can get first and second with 2 outs for Bryce. 2-2 pitch to Turner is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. Fooled Trey. We go to the 9th inning with the Dodgers still leading 3-1. ninth inning with the Dodgers still leading the Phillies 3-1. Dodgers 3 outs away. Of course, Dodgers will be batting first here in the top of the ninth inning. Of course, them being the road team. Tanner Banks, the new pitcher for the Phillies. First pitch to Edman is in there for strike one. Tommy Edman, the batter for the Dodgers. Sosa comes in for Marsh in center field. 0-1 pitch to Edman is down and away to make the count 1-1. Edman 0 for 3 today. A couple flyouts and a pop-up. Banks to Edman. That pitch is going to hit the center field to Sosa. He makes the out. So 1 out here in the top of the ninth. So the Dodgers now will have Max Muncy coming to the plate, who's 3 for 3 today. What a day for Max Muncy. As Tanner Scott is warming up for the Dodgers. We know Tanner Scott blew the game this past week against the Tigers in the ninth, so we'll see if he can get it done tonight against the Phillies. It's already definitely tonight in Philadelphia with the sun falling. Muncy takes first pitch down and away for ball one. Game started at 4 o'clock local time. It's now 6:30 out in Philadelphia. As Muncy takes the pitch down and away to make the count 2-0. And it's definitely a cold spring day out in Pennsylvania with not much sunlight in this game. It was very windy and very little sun. 2-0 pitch is going to be a pitch that will go upstairs to make the count 3-0. So good takes from Max Muncy. It's been a great day for Max Muncy in all his up-bats, right? He's been really patient, been trying to get the best pitch to swing at. 3-0 pitch is a pitch he'll swing at, actually. Gets the green light, and this time he'll pop it up to left field. The third baseman, Bohm, ends up picking it up in foul territory. So 2 outs here in the ninth inning. Ball kind of moved over. It was a tough play there for Bohm, the third baseman. Looked like it was first going to be in fair territory, but the wind blew it over to foul territory. So now Andy Pajes will come to the plate, 0 for 3 today, hitting 100 to start off the year. Been a rough start for Pajes. First pitch to Andy is in there for strike one. Banks, the pitcher for the Phillies, who came in here in the ninth. Left-handed pitcher, so it's a lefty-righty matchup. Banks throws in the 0-1 pitch. It's upstairs for a ball, and the count will go to 1-1. One pitch to Pajes is going to be swung on and missed to make the count 1-2. So 2 outs, nobody on for the Dodgers. Top of the ninth, they lead 3-1. Tanner Scott looks to be the guy to close it out in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. Good take there for Mandy. The 2-2 pitch is going to be a ball will be fouled off of the backstop to keep the count 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is going to be taken for ball 3 upstairs. Good take there for Mandy Pajes. The 3-2 pitch is going to be outside for ball 4. So walk for Andy Pajes, and Kike Hernandez has now come to the plate. So 2 outs, runner at first, Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. Of course, Kike Hernandez had a 2-run shot back in the second. That's the difference of the game so far. That's the winning runs for the Dodgers in this game. Going all the way back to the second inning. The Phillies have only scored 1 today. First pitch to Hernandez is swung on and missed for strike 1. Kike Hernandez 1 for 3 today with a 2-run homer. Hitting 120 to start off the year, but Already got 3 homers and 6 RBI. 0-1 pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to make the count 1-1. Don't expect the Pajes to steal at first with 2 outs. Taking a normal lead. The 1-1 pitch to Hernandez will be pop foul, not a play, to make the count 1-2. Fans starting to get a bit loud, trying to will Tanner Banks to close this inning out with no more blemishes, right? Keep it a 2-run game for the Phillies in the bottom of the 9th. 1-2 pitch is going to be hit to center field. It's going back, but Sosa gets under it. Gets the 3rd out. We will go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Dodgers 3, Phillies 1. Go to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Dodgers leading the Phillies 3-1. Tanner Scott's going to be the guy to try to get these final 3 outs. It's been a very quiet day for the Phillies offensively, only getting 1 run. They had their mini rally back in the 5th where they looked like they were going to tie the game up, right, with that fly ball to Teoscar Hernández, but bad base running from Bryson Stott changes that whole inning, and Yamamoto touches home, but Stott was tagged up before, and that's the difference in this game. Go to Tanner Scott, left-handed pitcher, of course, came over from the Padres this offseason. Formerly also the Marlins. The Dodgers really wanted to trade for Scott last offseason, last trade deadline. But the San Diego ended up winning the trade, and then they lost him in free agency. Bryce Harper, the batter. Harper will ground to third. Muncy will bobble it, and that's going to be an error. And Harper will reach first. But I assume that's going to be an error as Muncy bobbles that at third. And once again, Muncy having trouble at third base. And a lot of spin, but I think that's a routine ground ball. I would say that's a routine. I would really want to know what they score this. They rule it a hit, so the ground ball is to short, to best, to second for 1, to first for 2. Double play. Big double play as Alec Bohm grounds to a double play. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So what a way to start off this 9th inning, right? It's 2 pitches, 2 outs. When, of course, Harper caught the leadoff hit, but Bohm grounds right into a double play. Betts to short. Edman fields it at second. He goes to first. Hernandez. Great play for the Dodgers. Big double play. What a wild start. And now this pitch is going to be hit to left field, and Conforto gets the last out. 3 pitches, 3 outs. What a strange bottom of the 9th inning with Max Kepler swinging at the first pitch. And it's 3 pitches, 3 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Dodgers win. I have never seen a 9th inning like I just saw. I can't recall the last time I saw a 9th inning, 3 pitches, 3 outs. Wow. What a way to... Even Max Muncy can't believe it. But the Dodgers get a win, 3-1. A strange way to end this game with the Phillies swinging at the first pitch on all 3 at-bats. And, that's the way it goes sometimes in baseball. We're going to, of course, have the post-game coming up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. And as always, let's go Dodgers. Woo!